5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Sync.
play.
Sync.
This was me sync when I said play.
Everyone else said sync on time.
That's fine.
That's okay. I said it on time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 241 of the TTV podcast.
Mardi Gras.
I'm Meso.
I'm Var.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Prpl.
I'm X. Trooper.
And yeah, how's it been, guys? How's the week going?
My head hurts so freaking much right now.
Why? From all the listening to yourself?
Probably. Mostly because... Oh, hi, kitty. Mostly because,
Oh, hi, cat.
all week I've been up until, like, freaking 4 a.m. So, I guess, I don't know, I guess it's finally catching up to me. I woke up at, like, 8 a.m. with the most, like, ridiculous migraine ever, and I just could not sleep. Eventually, I was able to find my way back to bed. But by the time I woke up for the podcast, migraine has not changed at all. I am still in pain.
Lovely.
I have been in pain for hours now.
I know that
Welcome
feel.
to my
I
life.
get bad headaches on a regular basis, but typically at night, never at morning. So
I
that
usually
sucks.
get headaches when I, sleep for, frickin' 12 hours. So,
Well, I think I slept for maybe 3 or 4, so don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't get to sleep.
Well-
I got to sleep earlier than usual, 4 a.m., and I just sat there for like an hour and a half in bed.
What do you do other than just sitting there for hours?
No, I wasn't sitting in my chair. I was lying in bed, and I was just doing nothing. Just tossing and turning.
Yeah, that's
Then
kinda
you
how I
are
was-
doing something, then. You're tossing and turning.
That's pretty much how I go to sleep every night, though. I always toss and turn.
That makes me so angry. Because,
Yeah.
one part of me is thinking, I'd just like to go to sleep. The other part says, do something productive. You're just lying there, you
Yeah, see,
sloth.
whenever I go to bed, I have to, account for the extra hour of sleep that I could have gotten, but I won't be getting, because it takes me an hour to fall asleep.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
So,
But LJ,
I go to bed at 3 a.m., you're going to bed at 4 a.m., good sir.
Exactly, right? It's really annoying, especially when on Saturdays when we record, I have to be at work later on in the day, so I have to kill a chunk of daylight just sleeping in order to catch up.
just,
You know what sucks?
just don't look
Work.
at the clock then. Then you won't have to,
Here's a lesson for you
determine
guys,
time.
kids. Don't grow up.
you guys,
Don't get a
kids.
job. Don't do anything.
You know what, X? Don't look at the clock, and you broke the system. You
No,
broke
but,
it. I'm gonna get
if
as much
you're-
sleep as I want.
If you're gonna go to sleep, then you just relax every muscle in your body for 15 minutes and you automatically fall asleep. And your tension goes up if you look at the time, because then you're just focusing on whether
Okay,
or not you'll get
That
much
doesn't
sleep.
work for me. That doesn't work for me
Well,
because
then you
relaxing
should
is
learn
hard.
to make it work for you.
Here's the thing, though. When I do that whole, just stay still and just relax for
No,
15
don't
minutes
stay
thing.
still. Relax your muscles.
Okay, no, listen. When I relax
You
for
can
15
stand
minutes,
completely still and be
when I
incredibly
do it for
tense.
15 minutes, I feel my body starting to fall asleep. And then I'm like, oh my god, I can finally go to sleep. And then my heart starts pounding and I get all nervous and angsty.
Anxious.
But anxious, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And then I just don't go to sleep again. I erase. I can feel my body not going to sleep. It's retreating backwards now, reversing time.
Yeah.
So it's
Bad news.
For
does
me,
not work for me.
I've tried that, X. I really have. And first of all, it always surprises me how I just untense, because apparently I'm constantly tense. But it never
I
works.
mean, no surprise there.
Yeah, thanks. It never works because I'm always thinking about things. My mind is running a mile a minute.
Yeah, especially when I go to bed. That's when my mind is thinking the most. I feel.
You know, sleeping is
Oh, yeah.
supposed to be
I'm
relaxing.
not at school or doing a test or anything. That's when I'm asleep. I'm not supposed to be thinking. That's when I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would
So-
I'd
Nice.
just go to sleep. But I have a question for you, LJ. You talked earlier about you go to bed and then you're tossing and the other thing, tossing and
Tossing and turning.
yeah.
Tossing
Right.
and the other
What are you
thing.
What are you tossing?
Usually my body. It's just kind of twisting all the time.
Pick it up
Oh.
and throw it across the room.
Yeah, no, I'm picking
I-
myself up.
I
That's how people fly. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I think they used their wings or something. I don't think they were
No,
just
no,
tossed.
what they do. That's how an airplane works. What they do is they pick themselves up, and because they do that, they inevitably become lighter than the airplane they're inside, and that's how it takes off.
Personally, when I sleep, I always use my wings.
I don't have wings.
It's good to know. It's good to know. it's nice in the summertime.
Sleeping is kind of hard when you have wings because you can't really lay on your back
Hey, do you
properly.
know you wingless heathen?
You don't have wings. You're not
You're
even
just
a real
a dragon poser.
Ah!
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
None of you
I'm real
questioned
dragon
Var about
here.
his wings.
It's because I'm Varpal Dragon. Duh.
Yeah.
Bart's not a dragon. He's a dude.
You need to cool down, Prpl Duran. Okay, just
Purple Duran.
I love Duran Duran.
All right. So,
That was a good intro, guys. I liked it. You did good.
I
Thank
thought
you.
the name thing is the intro.
That was an awful intro. I hate it. You did bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just tried to explain sleep to you, you know?
Nice.
Shout out
All
to Overlord Ulti for that name. Or someone else. I don't know. Just keep going.
all right. Well, so today, before we get into anything this week, I'd just like to take a brief moment to thank you to our Patreon supporters. Specifically today, our live studio audience, who's graced us with their presence yet again to provide witty commentary in the chat. And if you would like to join our live studio audience and listen in to our live podcast recordings, just check us out on Patreon and pledge as low as $1, and you'll get access to our Discord server, and you can have a lot of fun. Additionally, feel free to check out the TTV message boards at board.ttvchannel.com. Great stuff's done over there, great discussions are had every week. And we'll be referencing a lot of posts from there in today's episode as we discuss community feedback for BIONICLE and all that fun stuff. And once again, if you are confused about BIONICLE G3, whatever you want to call it, project, just check the description. Last week we went in depth as to what it is, and for every week going forward, I'm going to put a little summary of the project in the description. So
Yeah, BIONICLE G3 isn't actually happening.
It's
For all
a
you people that just
fan-made
clicked on this vehicle.
vehicle.
Sorry.
Vehicle?
This video.
That means...
For all you people that just... For all you people that
Thing.
just clicked on this video, looked at the title, and didn't read the description or the comments or anything.
Yeah.
It's not actually
Do you even
happening.
know how to speak the Inglando language, Var? You just...
Hey, get out of here. You don't know how to speak
TTV
either.
241, Inglado Language.
we don't need Kahi here. We got you, Var.
Oh, speaking
and
of
X.
Kai, where is he? That dude screwed everything up.
Yeah, he told me he was
Yeah,
gonna like
apparently
move
they
it.
ain't here.
Apparently he's driving somewhere. He's always driving.
So he's got
Well,
places
he
to
has
be.
a car. Might as well use it.
I mean, like, I'm not talking
is
about
kind of the
he's
point
going
of
to the
having a car.
store
Yeah, it
or
is a
something
vehicle,
like that.
by the way, Bar.
He's going between states all the time.
X, you really want to get fired today.
Yes.
Anyway,
So,
but yeah, no. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing when Kahi's not here. We could talk
Peaceful.
about BIONICLE G3. And we should, and we're going to. But the
Spoiler.
problem is...
He's gonna want to rehash everything.
He's
he
going.
missed.
The thing is, the difference between Kahi and literally everyone else in the entire world is that Kahi's opinion has to be heard.
Yeah.
It can't just not be heard. He won't
If-
allow that.
If you've ever wondered why he's not very active on the message boards, aside from arguing with people, which is pretty much his favorite thing in the world, it's because he banks on so many more people on the podcast listening to what he has to say.
Yeah, he's mentioned before. That's why, like, he doesn't do forums anymore. It's like, I can just the podcast people will hear
I mean,
my
that
opinion.
same with me. Like the outlet of wanting to discuss things is here, not in the forums. So I don't
I know,
need
but
to.
like, you'll be
called
on the
the
message
boards.
boards to like post creative works or even like talk about other creative works. He just argues.
Yup.
He's a arguing machine that has no off switch.
This is true.
And
So-
he
Yeah,
still
well.
plays Senyatta over Ana. I don't get it. What is it?
The problem that we're going to have here, if we try to create any new ideas or topics or things to add to our world, is that with Kahi not here, we're going to all reach a conclusion that's going to be like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I'd love to do that. Next week comes along, we're going to spend an entire podcast arguing about what we had already decided on.
And then
'cause
like
Kahi
several
wasn't
hours
there.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Several hours behind the scenes outside of recording. Yeah, I can't forget about that.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. So just be
So,
warned
well-
ahead of time that because Kai wasn't here this week, the podcast will be repetitive for like 2 weeks. Sorry about that.
Sorry. I mean, we can talk about some stuff that's been going on either
You
A,
could
in
just
the
fire
community and
Kahi.
on our channel. I agree.
Thought.
Give me brick feed.
Wow.
We released a video, or I released a video that was pretty important, near and dear to my heart.
Yes. Your recap review epilogue.
Yes.
Yay.
Epic peace
Oh,
talk.
the recap review
Good God.
epilogue. Yes, no, it contains a vlog that were the end results of my peace talks with Good Guy Official, which is a Twitter account. And I feel they went well. Also in the video, I actually just reviewed all the rest of the construction sets I hadn't touched upon, so I'm done. All the Bionicle construction sets, canon or none.
But Eljay,
Done.
you
Yay.
didn't review Ultimate Doom.
Meso, you sick son of... It's not a set, it's a combination model.
Why don't you review all the
But
combination
Eljay,
models?
exclusive pieces, make it a set now.
It's an optional piece. Optional. It's not... oh my gosh, I'm not...
Just
Hey,
like
guys.
Listen, are you going to be one of those
Masters
people that...
Golden How was an optional piece. Even though it was
No, it
shown
wasn't.
on the instructions box.
So which came first, chicken or the egg? In this case, instruction booklet or the box? And it's the
I
instruction
think
booklet.
the egg came first because dinosaur eggs were a thing before chickens.
Heck yeah,
But
dinosaurs.
did the dinosaur... who laid the egg?
That's not the question.
Probably
No one
the
cares about the
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
Yeah, but the egg still came before
the
the
egg
chicken.
isn't the chicken. So the egg came before the chicken.
But,
Anyway, congrats on the video. It was neat.
yes, thank you.
Yay.
I'm done. It's like all the
I
official...
look forward to your
any
Power Pack review.
construction set. Okay, this was a thing, because I did a live stream a day ago, where people thought that because I didn't go over the CD-ROM or the Chrome HOW from the Power Pack, and actually just went over Hafu, which is the actual set, that somehow I hadn't reviewed the Power Pack, which is an absurd and ridiculous claim to
You
make.
said it
It's
yourself.
stupid.
What comes first,
I
box
mean-
or instructions? It's like...
I mean, what comes in the box? Is it just the Hapu set?
There are
Or
three
is it the
components.
Power Pack?
There are three components to the Power Pack. There's
Uh-huh.
the CD-ROM,
Mm-hmm.
which is not a Lego set. It comes with a collectible mask, which is not an essential part of Hafu. And it comes with Hafu, which is the set.
So you didn't review the Power Pack.
I did review the Power Pack.
What is
No,
the
you
Power
reviewed
Pack?
Hafu.
I reviewed Hafu, and he is the set in the Power Pack.
But that's
LJ,
not
what-
the Power Pack. You
LJ,
reviewed
what is a
an
Power
aspect
Pack?
of the Power Pack.
I reviewed the set in the Power Pack. I didn't review the other two things.
You didn't review the whole Power
Review
Pack.
the Power
Yeah,
Pack.
because it's not... The whole Power Pack isn't a set. Hafu's the set.
Did you show the Power Pack items in your review?
They're not a part of the construction
You
set.
didn't even show them?
Oh my gosh.
You didn't even show
They're
them at all?
non-essential. They're not required.
Did you
They're
show
not
the box or anything?
construction. They're not. They're not construction bars.
Do you show the box for all of your reviews?
Maybe I did. Maybe I
What
did. Why
is
don't
a
you go back and
Power
watch it?
Pack?
Well, then why would you show the box if that's not the set that you're trying to review?
You know what? Maybe I did. Maybe I actually did have the CD-ROM and the Chrome HOW in my review.
I mean, I would hope so, because then you actually reviewed the Power Pack.
Yeah,
Oh, snap.
sure,
But
buddy.
if you didn't, then I would say you probably didn't review the Power Pack.
Listen
Now, did
here,
you?
Buckaroo Banzai. You're wrong.
What does that
You are
even
wrong.
mean?
I'm
Those
just saying,
people are wrong.
Hafu was never an official set. The Power
Hafu
Pack,
was an
though,
official set.
the Power Pack
You
is an
piece of
official
trash.
set.
He's not wrong. It's not 8546 Hafu.
Yeah,
But
it's the Power
Anyway.
Pack.
He is.
You didn't even have the Power Pack in the
He
Power
is
Pack
the
review.
set in the Power Pack. He is the actual set in the Power Pack. The other two things are non-essential components.
Oh,
Look at all that
thing.
Hafu on that cover art, dude.
Isn't that a set?
Look, he's right there. He is right there. You
yeah,
see
the
him?
bottom left side.
The one
box.
little blip on the
Doesn't
side of the
matter,
box.
He's right there.
Do you get him
You know, the
as
first
well?
thing I saw was the Chrome HOW, so...
Do you get
Yeah,
him?
I gotta be honest. I'm actually on the side of whoever said that. I don't believe you
Then
reviewed
you're
the
on
Power
the wrong
Pack.
side.
I don't
He
know.
thinks
man.
on the
He's
left
not-
side,
he's-
obviously.
If this set is the Power Pack, and the only thing you reviewed was one item
I
inside the
reviewed the
pack and not the rest
construction
of it,
component.
you
of
didn't
the
review
Power
the
Pack.
Power Pack.
That's the only
Do you-
thing you need to review.
But do
when
you
it
not
comes-
get the little guy in it?
You get
You
the
do
little
get the
guy. That's what we're
see,
discussing.
the thing is, he reviewed the little extra guy that you get in it, but he didn't review the actual thing.
The
Is
thing
Hafu
is,
really
it's irrelevant.
construction?
It's like
Okay.
so. The problem is,
He's like a McDonald's toy.
yeah.
TTVs.
Is that really
If I
construction?
reviewed the CD-ROM and the mask,
Not
it's
really.
like,
It existed before construction, I
Meso,
guess.
what's the comparison I
drag me
used
into
yesterday? Oh yeah, okay. It's as if it's like I took the Tomata and
It's
reviewed
like
them.
you actually answered him though, because he's just gonna. Anyway,
No, I remembered. It's the Tolamata. I reviewed all of them. What comes in their container? The instructions and the posters. But I didn't have those in my reviews because they're non-essential parts to the actual construction set.
Why not? I kind of think you need the instructions to be able to build the set sometimes.
You know what I mean, you purple piece of cardboard.
Purple piece of poo.
And your words, not mine.
I'm just saying, if you're going to include the box, which isn't an important aspect. Yeah, it's not essential to that set.
I didn't include the box.
I would prefer if you
I
included
didn't.
the box.
Are you sure? Wasn't it in there in your recent reviews at least?
My recent reviews, yes, but no box has made any.
I mean, I don't
appearances
watch
in
your
my
videos.
recaps.
LJ,
I
do
know.
you keep all your boxes?
No, I don't.
Aw.
You should have the boxes in your review.
I have like all of my boxes that are just in this giant storage thing in my storage room.
Huh.
I mean, it's true. Hafu is not a full set. You can't go out and buy
Yes, he
Hafu
is.
on the store shelf.
I
4,
reviewed
6 Hafu
well, actually,
pack.
you can. Because I'm free Hafu.
We go make that alteration to Bricklink.
Hafu pack.
Yeah, you see, it's like...
It's like you're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
No,
It's as
that's
if-
not-
It's as
that's
if I
not
reviewed the
physically
Toa
possible.
Nuva without all of their collectible masks, and somehow that's an incomplete review, which...
Well, maybe it is.
Oh my gosh, no, it's
I'm,
not.
I mean, yeah, if you didn't review... Like, if it came in the box and you did... It's like if you reviewed Tahu Nuva without his swords.
You see, I set out to review all the construction sets, and Hafu himself is a construction set. However,
He's a construction
the mask,
build, but he's not a construction set.
He is a construction set. The mask
dude, he's not
and the
set.
CD-ROM...
The mask pack is...
The
whole
mask and
pack
the
is set.
CD-ROM, they are not construction sets. Like, the CD-ROM doesn't connect to anything. You can't put it into a build. And the mask is just a
Well,
mask.
not with that attitude.
Thank you, X. I was just about to say that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I
No,
got you.
At the very least, you could have at least shown it.
Do you
Show
have the CD-ROM, as you call
The
it?
CD-ROM and the mask. What comes with the set.
I mean, I mentioned it.
But the guy also comes
They're
with
not,
the
they're,
section.
they're not essential.
You
We're
didn't
talking
even do a
about...
Hafu
mentioned it.
review, did you? You just lumped it in with McTaurin.
I mean, listen, you get one, you get them all. they're all the same.
Whoa, dude, that's...
Here we go.
Okay.
Alright.
That is
I
something...
mean, I guess if you lumped it together, then it's whatever. But
Yeah.
if you were to do a single Hafu
No,
video,
no, I
then
did
you
not
absolutely
do a
should have the
single...
rest of it.
No, he's not a separate video. I did
Okay.
put him in with the rest of the McTaurin and said, hey, also, this is Hafu. I mentioned the set number of the power pack. This
In
is
which
what he's
case, corners can be cut. However,
Right.
you still never did a video on the
Prentice
power pack.
1215 says LJ is racist against the McTaurin. I agree.
like. They're all
He's
the
not
same,
racist
okay?
against the McTaurin. He's racist against the accessories that come with the McTaurin.
Yeah.
I very much
Does
so
that
am.
You
include
mean the main set
CD-ROM?
that comes with the McTaurin?
Yeah, the main set that comes with the
main
McTaurin.
set.
Oh my god. Yeah, so-
Literally, Hafu is the accessory for that set.
Scorpion Strike. LJ the accessorist.
But it's better than what other people have called me. But I don't know. In any case, I am perfectly content with having reviewed
Talk about you
Hafu.
say you're purple.
I'm purple.
I'm purple. Content.
Alright.
I'm glad you're content. I'm not content with you.
You're
I'm
you're
upset.
never content with me.
Yeah, well, that's true. Never content with anyone here.
No, but
Congrats
you know
on
what?
the
I'm
vid.
done. The recaps are totally done. No matter whether or not you think I should have reviewed all that was in the power pack, I did review the construction component, meaning that I did.
Well,
cover all
Meso,
the
I guess we have to make
constructions.
our own power pack review called a TTV's recap review.
I guess.
You're really gonna go ahead and buy a power pack to review?
I
it?
wanted to buy the power
Yeah.
pack years ago. It's a cool piece of memorabilia. I'll do it.
I'll tell you exactly what the power pack is. It's a CD-ROM where you basically learn stuff that we already all know. You don't really play any games. You just kind of look around a 3D landscape.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Man, that was a really nice review, LJ. It's a shame you didn't have that in the video.
How do you know? You didn't watch the video.
That's-
Maybe I did. Yeah, look, like this is what you do. You just sit there and look at them.
Oh, they're adorable.
So
This is
Actually, that looks kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Just like opened it up. It was like, oh.
This looks like a place you would go to get shanked.
it's a level
Why-
of
why-
meta.
It does look
Why
a
is
lot
there
like
a literal
Manchester.
Motunui like carved into the side of that building?
Yeah, what's up
Why
with
are there,
that?
like
Little do you
X's
know.
and-
What is that weird like sombrero building in the back there? What is that?
This is Pokoro.
Yeah, but what's the tall building?
I don't know.
Bokoro's
It
freaking
looks like
weird.
it's gonna
The
fall down
Seattle
easily.
Space Needle, obviously, or Pokoro Space Needle.
Space Needle.
That's great.
Space
Obviously.
Needle broke in half.
This is a quintessential content for the set.
I mean, listen, I'd buy that. Honestly.
I know
Would
you
you?
would mess
Would
up.
you
but
in this
have-
day and age?
You
Maybe not in this day.
you
and age.
bought Destiny. Your quality standards are low.
You want to fight me? X.
Oh,
Let's get him.
dang.
You didn't
Yeah,
review the
man.
power pack. Your review standards are low.
You didn't even include the CD-ROM.
I swear.
So, what if, Eljay, you didn't include
This will not.
you didn't include Kratu in your epilogue, did you?
I
You
did.
did? Okay.
Kratu's there.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I did. One of my staunchest critics is a guy named Wolksight. He's one of our members of the studio
yes.
audience.
Call him out.
I like
in the
him.
audience for all
This guy
40,000
is
people.
arguably the most annoying person when it comes to my reviews.
I didn't mean actually call
I
him
think
out.
he takes pride in that, though. I think it's his life's
But
mission.
I don't get me wrong. That's not a dig at him. I appreciate it because he is the primary reason I went through and I was able to catalog all of the promotional items for the epilogue video. Because there are some I had forgotten. Kratu, definitely the Fiku.
Wow,
So-
some reviewer you are.
That's why I had some help. Meso,
Uh.
you sold me a grand majority of them, and he helped me remember them. So it was a community effort.
Yay.
Good stuff.
Aw.
Well, alright.
Nice. That's pretty cool,
That's
dude.
pretty cool, dude. And
Thank
cool,
you.
dude.
So back on the topic of Kahi.
Yeah, rip him.
Remember
think
that
it's
one
like-
time where we all reached a conclusion when it came to relationships between the Toa?
Oh my god, don't, please
and
don't.
then Kahi decided to continue that argument despite being literally the only freaking person in the entire
Okay.
cast that wanted it to
I
happen.
was triggered by that
Yeah.
argument. I rarely
And
get
4
like, so
weeks
annoyed.
later, the argument still goes on.
I rarely get so
He
annoyed, but
brought
that
that-
was like, that was bad.
He brought that to the message boards.
Yeah, I know. He started debating
I
that.
know.
But he doesn't go on forums anymore.
Well, to argue, he does.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
It's really annoying.
He mentioned he was going to do a video essay on, like, why relationships are a good idea to try to, like,
Yeah,
convince
you'll never
the
convince me. It'll never happen.
It's frustrating. It really is
Would-
because he really wants it to happen, and
He
nobody
feels
else.
it's,
Literally,
like,
this
very
is
important for characterization, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know if I agree.
I mean, I get it.
I
but
agree in certain
I-
stories. I don't think our story is one where it's like a make or break for like good character. Because he was also the same person that was like, oh, Kopaka and Pohatu's friendship would be lessened if we made Pohatu a girl.
If one was a
And,
girl.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's like,
No, it really
people
wouldn't.
can be good friends despite gender. It doesn't have to always be like romantic.
Yeah, just look at
Yeah,
me
he
and
was one of those
everyone
people
here.
that like immediately shipped
You
them.
can't be
It's like
friends
a
with a
gender change.
girl.
Oh boy, we're gonna hear about this next.
Oh yeah.
week.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
That Meso, what you just said.
We're
there,
gonna
earned
hear
you-
about this next week and the week after and the week after that.
Alter course. All right.
Yeah, I swear it's actually rather impressive how unified all of us are in not wanting the Toa to like date
Yeah, well-
in amongst themselves.
Well, it's just like I
except for
don't
him.
mind relationships. I just don't think it needs to happen in our core cast characters. That's all it is. I'm pretty adamant about that. It's because of how I want the Toa to have that dynamic between them. I'm a-okay with having like relationships in the world. That's perfectly fine. And maybe even the Toa and other people at some point, just not within the group. I don't know why that's such a big deal.
Yeah, I don't really understand it either because, like, I get the idea of, like, okay, we don't want to close off that option because our characters could naturally progress there. Well, the solution to that is to make sure they don't naturally progress there.
Exactly. That
Like,
that
literally,
was what I
at the
was
very
saying.
start. At the very start. Like, there's tons of reasons why two characters are not compatible with each other. Just put that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just put that in one of their basic traits at the very beginning before the story even starts so that they don't hook up.
Exactly.
it's like Takuma and Fuefi had been saying, you know, from a writer's perspective, the characters kind of come to life or take upon
Yeah,
a
they
life
take
of their own.
they take a life of their own, and they're right. They're absolutely right
Within
about that.
reason.
However, they take a life of their own from the base character that you create for them first.
Yeah.
Then it starts to form their own. They start to form their own opinions and everything. It's like before that though, you still have to come up with like their basic character traits, the things they hate, the things they like,
Yep.
that kind of stuff. So it doesn't really hold up.
Nope. So,
Not to talk about freaking
Talk about
biological
some
relationships again.
so
Yes, we announced an important change recently.
yes, we did. Keep in mind when this is coming out. Go on.
I know. Trust me, I'm aware. So we're going to keep this brief. We did announce a very important change over the weekend, that being that BIONICLE is actually going to be aimed toward a younger demographic. We feel that it's more realistic that way. Like, it would more than likely...
Probably the best decision Lego ever did with G2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just we feel like they didn't take it far enough though.
Oh, yeah. No, we wanted to go even younger. And so we announced the change from BIONICLE to Duplonicle.
Presidential candidate Eljay Johnson quoted saying, "We need to go even younger."
This is very serious, okay? There's obviously not something else going on right now. As you can tell by our very serious demeanor.
No, I'm quite happy
Anyway.
with this. Logo Duplus BIONICLE. We're gonna bring it. It's gonna be great.
Prpl
I
did
didn't
all
notice
the
that dude.
outstanding.
Logo Duplus.
Prpl here did all of the absolutely outstanding visuals for our change here.
Duplonicle,
So-
as we call it, is the new initiative, and I quite like
yeah.
these designs. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Really.
I can't wait to make
you.
these in person too. Man, oh man.
Mhm.
I don't
got
think I've
your
ever
work
even
cut out
held a Duplo figure.
I have. They're weird. I had a big bucket of Duplo when I was younger. It was great. I built all sorts of crazy
I think I
stuff.
still have
How much
mine.
younger?
Like 7. It's Duplo.
Yeah, maybe
I had like this epic bucket of Duplo, and I would make all these
Sounds too
constructs.
old to be playing with Duplo.
I would make a giant, like, robot out of Duplo. And then I accidentally knocked it down, and it all broke into, like, pieces. I was quite sad,
That
to be
is-
honest.
I'm imagining the 7-year-old Meso. You make this robot of Duplo. Friend.
No, it was legit tragic. But no.
For some reason, I picture like tiny Meso like looking like Robin from the Lego Batman movie.
Wow.
He
Like,
goes,
it's just a big ol' eyes.
yeah, he's going up to these millionaires and billionaires like, Donald Trump, will you adopt me?
Wow. Alright.
Bill Gates, please.
I think my favorite part of
Dude,
this...
I would love if Elon Musk adopted me. Get a freaking free Tesla.
My favorite
Heck
part
yeah,
of the
man.
Mangai Gate set is the brick that has the HOW painted on it. I think that's a really good decal to give some detail to our stuff.
Decal. Oh, sorry, buddy. That's a sticker.
Aw, pretty good sticker. I don't know if Duplo sets have stickers.
Actually, to be fair, I don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't really think they would.
I don't know
I think it
anything
would just be
about Duplo.
printing. Because if it's like for kids, and like I don't think their parents would really want to like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next
it's
up-
probably
Stickers
printed.
on.
Next up, after Duplo, which the age range is like, I don't know, toddlers, I guess.
2 to
gonna
5,
go
yeah.
We're gonna go for infants next.
Yes.
We're gonna.
Oh my god.
I think I like.
Go for those infants.
I like this paragraph in the topic
That's
that
just
really like
in
shines.
presidential
It
candidate.
really shines a light on our like thought process for Duplonicle. Where he says, as you can see, we've kept most of our changes, such as Lewa's gender. However, we've also decided to make the colors closer to that of their G1 counterparts, because change to younger members of our community is frightening, and this is a family-friendly project. And I must confirm, we have observed on the message boards recently, change
Change is scary.
Change is scary. Change is terrifying. And now that we've
Change is very, very scary.
now that we've unveiled our Duplonicle pitch going forward, I'd like to address some of the recent controversy on the message boards about some decisions
Oh,
we've
gosh.
made every week. Because this week we might not get too far in the way of new content, but we can certainly do a status update on stuff. Namely, there's been some interesting points made about Voriki. And by interesting, I mean...
Dibs.
Bad.
Yeah, bad, basically.
Are we gonna call people out?
Quick summary.
I don't know. Have we actually really talked about Voriki that much in the podcast?
Not
I don't
recently.
know.
No.
So, we have some plans for Voriki. No, I don't think we're going to go full in-depth today. The topic is mainly just the concept of Voriki, because, quick summary, Voriki's probably going to be our 7th Toa, not Takanuva. I think that's pretty set in stone at this point.
That's set in stone.
The topic
yeah,
was
we're all
made,
pretty on board with that.
I think by Slime. Was he the one that made it? I'm not sure.
It was
Yeah.
Political Slime, one of our very own moderators.
Cool dude. Cool guy. But
Questionable.
I hate
I
him.
gotta discuss this. So, his basic concept was, I don't think making Voriki the 7th Toa is a really good idea, and he gave 2 big reasons. And the first was that you're changing Voriki's gender from male to female, which isn't a good thing. And the second one is, purple is not commonly a color associated with lightning.
I will fight you. We are making Voriki purple whether you like it or not.
So,
Those are his 2 main arguments. I gotta point out that the first point is how change is bad. Don't change him from male to female. And then the second one is literally change is good. Change his color from purple to yellow.
It's like, in that very same post, he did admit that that line of reasoning was weak, given Liwa, which it is.
not even giving
So-
Liwa, it's like, let's just look at other lightning-based characters from LEGO. Jay from Ninjago and Mark Surge both had blue as their primary color scheme. What does blue have to do with lightning, per se?
About as much as
I don't
purple
think
and
it's
yellow
any
do.
stronger of a comparison than purple. With yellow, you could make the argument that, okay, because of how light works, like, it's observed as having a yellowish tint, but really, it'd be white that would be, like, an accurate color, you know?
Stupid Pikachu ruined the color of lightning.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So, with the color scheme, I don't think purple's any less valid than blue is. And as far as male to female, I don't really think that argument holds up because, like, there is barely an argument as to why we shouldn't change Liwa from male to female. Changing the gender of a non-existent character.
There was a better
that-
argument for Liwa than this.
There was a better argument for Liwa, because it's like, at least with Liwa, I can understand why you would be, like, hesitant towards changing an established character. That makes sense, but, like, Voriki literally has
He doesn't
never existed
exist.
outside of the picture.
I'm
Like,
sorry to
there
all
was-
the people who have a deep emotional attachment to the character of Voriki and don't want him to change. All those promising Voriki voice actors that really want to voice Voriki one day are going to be out of a job when we change his gender.
All
Yeah.
those people expecting to voice him one day.
It's like,
I
I
will
can get
voice
it if you're a
Voriki.
fan of his portrayal in Reviving Bionicle by Suddenly Oranges, but that's...
But that was also a new character with the name
Exactly.
Voriki, though.
Voriki doesn't have a character because Voriki doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's all like an adaptation.
He was fan-made. Do you know what you can do with him? Anything you want.
Yeah, because I promise you, our Voriki isn't going to be a dude who got, well, I almost spoiled Reviving Bionicle. But Voriki isn't going to be the same character,
man, that's
basically.
Watch it, buddy.
Voriki's
It's
not,
been out
for a
Voriki's not
while.
going to be the
Surely
same
there's
kind
a
of
cutoff
character. He's not going
date.
to go through the same struggles. Also, anybody who hasn't seen Reviving Bionicle, go watch it, because I've seen it like 6 times. It's a good show.
Please.
Really good. Yeah.
I've
start
seen
watching
it.
it.
If you've seen it 6 times, I've seen it at least 2 more times than you have.
Yeah, we watched it a lot.
Yeah.
We basically synced
The color-
each person individually. Anyway, go on.
The color debate was pretty silly. I think there was a lot of misconception as to what was inspiring the color schemes too. Like, a lot of people were thinking, okay, Voriki's the Toa of Lightning, therefore he needs to look like a lightning bolt, which is just kind of a short-sighted viewing of it, because, I mean, all of our characters, all of our Toa, they're not representative of the element itself. It's the environment that the element is in. That's what their color schemes are based off of. So, like, I made the point in the topic, like, okay, it's not like water is orange. Golly's color scheme being blue and orange makes no sense if you're trying to attribute that to the color of water. However, it does make sense when you start to attribute that to the color of her environment. There's orange fish, coral, sponges, that kind of thing. There's places to pull that color from. Same with Liwa. Liwa is green and white. Air isn't white or green. It's nothing. It's clear. It's, there is no color. It's the environment that Liwa's going to be in where the color schemes are being pulled from. So, there were some debates about whether, like, like the lightning bolt is yellow or purple, or if it's no color, and it was just a lot of wasted time, I feel, because no one is basing her appearance off of a lightning bolt. It's a storm, the entire environment itself.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of purple. Trust me. Plenty of purple.
TTV 241, plenty of purple.
Yay!
Yeah,
Ugh.
basically.
This attachment to Voriki, it's really strange.
Well,
it kind of came out of left field.
There
for
are
me.
other comments I'm seeing. I know some
okay,
people have
listen.
expressed this, and there's some comments in the live studio audience, like, why would you use the name Voriki? Why would you canonize a meme? Well, it's basically...
Yeah, I also addressed that one. We'll get to that in a second. But, in response to you, LJ, it's like, yeah, if there's one thing that I feel like the BIONICLE Project has really, really, done well in what we wanted out of it, part of our initiative while doing it was we want to see how hard it is to make a system theme, I guess, quote unquote, while dealing with, like changing something that people love. And we're definitely getting that part of the experience quite well, I feel. It's like literally any single idea, there's someone who is unhappy with it.
Oh my god.
You'll never
Did
please
every single
everybody.
thing.
change?
Every single thing. Even if you keep it the same, there's someone out there who's going to be annoyed.
Yeah, because then it's not fresh
because they don't
enough.
want it to be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's people that want it to change, people that don't want it to change. There are people that are upset that I designed a smile in our new Miru. They wanted it to look more like the 2016 and the 2015 masks,
Oh my god.
not
are
the
you
original.
serious?
Okay, as
So-
as a Liwa aficionado, he has the smile. That's not a discussion.
Yeah, there are people that would absolutely trash that mask if there was no smile. But then there are people that hate the smile. So it really is a no-win situation at the end of the day. Sometimes you just kind of have to make decisions.
Yeah.
So that's definitely an interesting aspect of like the G2 side of things, I feel. It's like LEGO made a lot of questionable decisions, I suppose, when it came to developing their line. But at the end of the day, a lot of things they did were going to be hated regardless.
You're right.
Yeah, and
I love this comment. Lego would never let you use it being the name Voriki. Why not? I don't need to explain it. Lego won't let you bring back Bionicle either. It's a fan project.
Yeah, that was being mentioned in the topic as well, as though Bionicle does not have a history of adapting fan concepts and making them canon.
Dark.
yeah,
As though Greg being called the canonizer never, happened.
Dark Hunter book,
Var,
am I right?
You posted, you linked a Bionicle Sector 01 page showing all of the
A
fan
list
contributions.
of all the things that fans have done that has been made
And
canon.
I'm going to quickly dig into that to look for the fan names that have been attributed.
There are fan names, too. So,
Give me a
fan
moment.
names have been made canon, fan designs have been made canon, mocks have been made canon. LEGO has a history of adapting things from...
Weren't like all the Dark
from
Hunters
the
like
fan.
fan creations? Most of them?
Yeah, pretty much all of them were.
Practically all of them.
Practically every single one.
If you look at the Bionicle Rahi guide and the Bionicle Dark Hunter guide, with very few exceptions, they're all fan made.
Yeah.
So
I love that book.
They're
I
very
look
cool.
at it all
Yeah.
the time because there are like a bunch of cool like things in it.
oh yeah, it's like us more often than not. Suggestions would be canonized. Like fun fact, you guys know Tree Speak in Generation 1 between 01 and 03, right? Well, Matronui was called Shoot Speak, and that was a fan name that was canonized. It's a fan concept. Multiple different sets and stories. In fact, Lady Kopaka, we know her. She wrote a story that's officially considered canon.
Yep,
Whoa.
she did indeed.
That's
pretty
cool.
Yeah, there are several stories that fans wrote that were made canon. I think 3 of them, right? In that one contest.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah. So it happens. That stuff happens. Some people were saying like, "Oh, it couldn't happen because Voriki himself is a meme," as though being a meme suddenly changes that.
Yeah, it's like the name.
Yeah.
Which it
It's
doesn't.
A fine name. If we're not doing Takanuva, and we want to do somebody else, Voriki is just as valid as any other name. They're like, well,
Takoriki.
Lego wouldn't let you
Yeah.
use the name. Well, I would imagine Lego would have at least one new character in this, where...
The one good argument that I saw on the topic, and I addressed this in the topic as well, was whether or not we were stepping out of our own rule set there. Like people were kind of upset that we were ignoring the rules that we established, basically. where like before we were sticking to names that we were pulling from the original canon, and that was something that we had done, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we'll just throw Voriki in there, ha ha ha. It seemed like an odd decision to make. To that one, it's I think there's still this problem that a lot of people are having with this the BIONICLE project, where I don't like. There are some people that just don't quite get it, that BIONICLE and BIONICLE G3 is not an actual thing. It's not actually going to be made.
Yeah.
LEGO isn't actually sending us money to develop a new line here. So when it comes to the names and the rules that are following those names, those are rules that we set. Those are our own guidebooks based off how we feel LEGO might handle things. But really, we don't know how LEGO would handle things. We don't know what the process is to create new names, or the legal battle behind that, or how much it would cost to make new names. So, like, for us, these rules are established just as, like, a precaution, like a safety net almost, where it's like, we don't really know how much we can get away with, so we're going to pull as much as possible. That does not mean, however, that we can't make new names at all.
It was also the thing, like, you're totally right about that aspect of it, but, like, allow me to channel my inner Kahi for a moment here. I'm gonna, become Kahi incarnate. Listen,
Please
Brace
don't.
yourself.
we make the rules, okay? We're not gonna get called out for, like, breaking our own rules. We can change the rules at the drop of a dime if we want to. And they were never hardcore rules for the project. Here's why, really. Everything Var said is true. There's another element to it as well, as we've spoken about in recent weeks. This is a show. We didn't want to make new names because we still wanted to use old characters, because we still wanted to reboot BIONICLE. The discussion, the context behind the original names was, why don't you have an all-new cast of original characters? And we said, well, we'd rather use the characters that are already existing. We don't want to create...
Yeah, there's multiple reasons why.
We don't want to go
Multiple
comb through,
reasons.
like, the Matoran dictionary that, like, someone made Tolkien in order to come up with new names for our G3 project. We don't want to have an entirely new cast of Toa characters, because then it loses the BIONICLE appeal. We're not coming up with any new names for Voriki. We're not going to do anything that will confuse or alienate the BIONICLE fan base by bringing in new fan-fiction-y characters with Voriki. Voriki is in BIONICLE fandom culture, and the name already exists. So it may violate the letter of the law, if you want to get real technical. Like we said, no new names, but it does not violate
But the reason
spirit.
the law was made
The reason,
still fits.
our logic, our thought process, our reasons, it's 100%, it matches.
Yeah.
Kahi, transition
Indeed.
over. Go on.
There was a comment in the live studio audience, but if you change the rules whenever they are inconvenient, are the rules not therefore meaningless? To which I say, what meaning are we trying to find in these rules to begin with? What is the meaning for them?
Yeah.
What are we looking
They're
for?
just to help us make this
They're
show.
arbitrary. We developed them to fill our own structure. This is just what we're using that as a guide to make our own thing. That's all. Once again, BIONICLE's not actually happening.
It's literally
So,
just
it's
to
not like
help
there's
us.
any-
The rules are to help guide us to make this show entertaining for you guys. If the rules become a hindrance to making it entertaining, or we deem that this show could be more entertaining without them, they will be altered as we see
Yeah.
fit.
Yeah.
It's a guidebook. It's not law.
Yes.
So
No.
anyway, that's basically the Voriki topic. It was kind of a silly topic. I kind of wish I had posted it before, because I feel like a lot of people are wasting their time debating something that really did not matter. And it's like no one really seemed to be arguing for anything important or relevant. It is also... There's this problem that I also feel is happening when it comes to the BIONICLE subforum, where like a lot of people have great ideas and great pitches, but it's all things that aren't going to show up right away. Like Voriki isn't going to show up at all in our first year. So when it comes to like debating whether the validity of Voriki is needed, or whether like we can make that male or female or change the name, at the end, it doesn't really matter, because we're not even going to be talking about Voriki for a good long time.
Yeah. Talking
Except now when we're addressing the topic. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
our hands kind of being forced here to discuss this topic, since it was a big thing in the community, in the
Yeah.
subform.
Totally right.
so yeah, that's basically that.
Let's
I
see.
should put it to rest. Slime, you've disgraced us.
Yes, you're a disgrace to the world. Var, you made, like, let's just talk about a quick couple pieces of message board topics real quick. You made a Liba drawing. You wanna, like...
Made a Liwa
You made a Liba drawing. Wanna show that off?
Sure. They can just click on the topic, but I will post it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm, like, trying to catalog stuff I wanna, like... Because
I made a topic.
I also... So, yeah, you made a topic of, like, stuff we've already shown. Prpl's G3 doodles, but, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll post those, too. And then I also wanted to
Yay.
spotlight alongside Var's Liva drawing. Oomatu made a really cool Golly sketch based off the minifigure design, which I quite enjoyed as well. Seeing these characters get realized in these art styles makes me very happy.
Ever talented Oomatu.
Ever talented.
Oh,
And
it says more is going to be on the way.
Good stuff. Because, like, I don't know, we haven't really spoken about
Oomatu
weapons
is
yet.
the
We haven't, like,
Oomatu.
discussed the logistics of those. I like Golly's hooks being silver, just because it's a visual contrast. I normally hate silver weapons, but, like...
I don't know
Are
about
those-
silver.
I saw that more as like a bone color.
Yeah.
Like a,
Meso, you haven't
Whatever.
seen Moana, but that's very similar to what it is.
Yeah, I'm not so much said silver, like, and Lego's silver, I'm just more like, not blue, is what I'm getting at. Because I know
Yeah, not blue is
traditionally
fine,
they are
silver's
blue, and they
a
looked good
stretch.
as blue because they were supposed to be like, I know they weren't part of her hands, but they kind of were in G1. They were meant to look like that.
The line is blurred when it comes to that subject.
Yeah.
So,
And then also, somebody also did a really cool drawing of the ZC Nuke, I believe is how you pronounce his name, of the drop pod canister idea from last week. And that's just really cool to me still. And it's gonna buckle in, and there's like a HUD display showing
like
like
Iron
where
Man
on
sort
the
of
island
like
they want to
building
go.
the armor.
It's like a beacon of tech in this otherwise like tropical island world. That's really neat to me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Willis 12 asks,
Lots of
were
cool stuff.
Onua's claws part of his hands?
yeah.
I'd say, yeah.
No, they were.
They were.
They absolutely were.
Like in 01?
In 01, yes.
Yeah, they were.
So, yeah.
Obviously, that changed as he transformed, but initially, yes.
And last...
Imagine having claws for hands.
I'd rather not,
Of
because
course,
that-
none of the 01 Toa really had hands other than like Tahu and Liwa.
Yeah.
yeah, Pohatu.
Here's
Oh yeah, Boatu.
here's one of the last message
Not
board
except for
topics
half of
I
them.
want to spotlight before we talk about whatever else we want to talk about.
Purple.
Prpl, why you trollish?
No one post any of her art.
Got it. Delete all of her art.
Okay. Oh.
Don't want to feed you the attention that you
Here's a
want.
thought. It's not
Aw.
new. It's actually been around on the message board since February 24th, but I just saw this because it was bumped up a little bit by Sayosana, saying, should there be construction figures in BIONICLE G3? And I honestly don't know. They're obviously not going to be the focus. But, like, could
Yeah,
there be a
I think
place
there should
for
be.
them in the budget? Like, we haven't got that
Your
far.
Exo-
Chima
Exotoa?
mode.
We haven't got there
Exotoa?
yet, but yeah, kind of like Legends of Chima's construction figures where they had, like,
Yeah.
For the Toa.
buffed up.
I see no reason not to. I always kind of envisioned a system Bionicle having construction sets as a side thing. Like it wasn't the focus of the line. It wasn't the main set. It wasn't where all the main budget was going to be put. But it was just an extra collector's thing, just like the Ultra builds for Chima.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
for the only reason why I would consider not doing them is a budget reason, but in my headcanon, this is a Big Bang theme like Chima, so they could afford them.
Yeah. In our headcanon, Bionicle is successful. Like the first few years of Generation
In our
1.
headcanon, Lego actually wants Bionicle to be successful.
Successful.
Purple.
Hey, listen, he's not Kahi. We're not going to pick on him again.
Wow.
Well, it's 'cause he doesn't draw attention to it. Anyway. Yeah, cool. I just wanted to hey, Sayosana, there's your answer. Yes. Sayosana, right. Alright. We got 10-20 minutes left in this podcast. What do you want to talk about?
Yay. Let's talk about your
Because we've had some discussions.
You are so fired after this.
Aww.
We've had some
Yeah.
off-air
All the time,
discussions.
I liked her.
Yeah.
You haven't said anything. You're
X.
fired
X, how are
too.
you doing? You have any inputs on life? Minifigures, designs? We showed off the minifigure designs last week. What are your thoughts on those?
I like the minifigures. I think they look
But
alright.
realistically, what are your thoughts on those?
Okay, yeah, because you're gonna be the one that has to translate those to printable
Yeah,
versions.
so the thing is that in the background I was told that, hey, can you make these minifigures I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I had like a plan of all the accessories I was going to use, how I was going to do the masks. Some of them was going to be modified Hero Factory helmets. Some of them was going to be a bit more fancy stuff going on. And I ordered all this stuff from third-party sites. And then, all of a sudden, Var says, just drop absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. And then I'm just gonna make some designs and you're gonna make them real. And I'm like, okay.
Well, here, listen,
that's
X.
new. I know.
You didn't keep us updated on anything. I had no clue you were working on anything.
I wanted to give the wow factor. I wanted to show everything when it was completely done, and it was sort of just like working in the background. There was no haste.
You could have said that you were at least working on it, but now it's too late.
I did say I was
You
working
didn't.
on
I
it.
recall this.
I
don't.
I said it to LJ, and I talked to Kahi about it, but with all those things in mind, though, like, there is positive and negative things about this. I mean, positive is that, if I'm feeling really lazy, I can literally just copy and paste this and just print them out and just put them in minifigures and just call it a day. But then again, there is, like, a couple stuff with the different thickness of outlines Lego uses to make it, like, seem like Lego has made it. So that's another thing I'm gonna do. Obviously, I don't know if these colors are gonna like match the actual.
Nah, they probably won't.
They are not going to whatsoever. Yeah. I can see that. So what I've determined though is that I'm gonna make brand new decals though, and they're gonna be a little bit more simplified because they're gonna try to have like a flow of. If you look at, for example, the legs. There's going to be lots of details on the front of the legs, of course, but there's also going to be that amount of detail and this sense of flow that makes it look good, even though there's no detail on the side of the legs. And that's sort of like a weird thing that's really hard to explain, but it'll work out, So it'll be sort of like a combination of some of the stuff that I had already planned, as well as Var's designs, but mostly Var's designs, of course, because this is Var's mission. Gotta honor that. I have 3 minifigures planned.
Not my mission; it's everyone's mission.
It is, but
mission.
like these minifigures themselves, though,
Mission
they
Impossible.
they are based on you, and it's like a mission from you,
Based on me.
So
Based on Var. Yeah.
well, it's gonna be a me. It's really hard to talk. Okay.
X, you are an amazing minifigure maker, so I'm looking forward to them.
So,
Yes.
Oomatu has saved us for this last 10 minutes by delivering something that's discussion worthy. To scroll up a little bit, anybody who hasn't seen it, it's a BIONICLE G3 weapon concept. And this is radical stuff. So let me just, before we even get into this, let me just say right out the gate,
We don't have enough time to talk about
I love
this.
how different they are, and I love every single one of them, but some may not because they're so different.
This is going to be a whole podcast worth of debate.
In that case, let's save
I
it for the
approve all
future.
these designs. The end.
Yeah,
I approve of
I'm
most
just
of
gonna
them.
put my vote down for heck yes to every single one. But let's go on. We'll save it. We'll
Oh man, I really want to talk about these because he did such a great
I mean, we
job.
can talk about it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I really
So,
like Kopaka's shield.
I like the skateboard on the left.
Yeah, I looked at that and I was
Snowboard.
really confused at first, but then I realized what it was. Kahi is adamant that Kopaka has to have a round shield. But at the same time, I don't know. I love how that looks. So I think that's great.
The buckler shield will work if we're giving him a sword, like a rapier or something. But like, if we're gonna give him a spear, I would imagine him having a larger shield.
Because that's how that look typically works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not sold on the
That's how
spear
they-
per se. I do like the concept of the shield because it's dual purpose. Because I mean,
Yeah, what if the shield isn't actually shielded? He's just holding his snowboard.
I mean,
so he can go
I thought it was a
boarding.
snowboard.
that's what I think
It is
the
a snowboard.
implication is. I think it's meant to be dual purpose because the minifigure can actually like stand on it.
What if he
Right.
just got like one of those inflatable inner tubes and used that as his shield?
Wow.
Anyway, so the one conversation that was had on the boards, a topic that some people were doing, I can't remember the names of everyone in discussing it, but I do know that the
Can't
suggestion
call 'em
was thrown out that well, yeah, I want to call them out because it's like a good thing, a positive idea.
Also a shout out, not a. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like a shout out. Exactly.
It's funny how shouting out is like better than calling out.
It's
You
funny
think
how
shouting is like more
you're
aggressive.
still here.
Come on, man, I'm trying, okay?
Failing.
Anyway, so one suggestion was put out there that Tahu and Kopaku should both have swords, but Tahu has a long sword, like a two-handed sword. Obviously, you can't make him hold it in two hands for the minifigure, but like canon-wise, it's a two-handed sword. And Kopaku has a one-handed smaller rapier type sword and a buckler shield. And the two are swordsmen, but they're very different swordsmen. Whereas Kopaku is a bit more elegant and like flowy and a bit more calculated, and he stands back, he goes forward, he's like parrying attacks and everything. Tahu is more of a just slash. He's like the tank. He's just going in and
slinging slasher.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a very different type of sword fighting that they do, but they're both swordsmen. Kind of reminds me of the suggestion reminds me of Berserk, that anime. Don't recommend watching it for the audience. However,
or for another slightly more family-friendly anime comparison, Zoro versus Brook in One Piece.
Yep.
I haven't gotten
Sure.
there yet.
I was thinking of Guts versus Griffith. They're two swordsmen that have a very I don't know, there's a lot of blood in that clip. Remove that.
Oh my gosh.
Fire, no. Remember Duplonicle!
We're trying to aim toward a younger audience.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Anyway,
Don't abandon the virtues of Logo Duplo.
Even capitulate the characters of the two as well. Anyway, basically, you have some people in the comments have clearly seen the show. You have the really bruiser kind of character versus the more calculated character, basically.
Fair enough.
So.
Makes sense to me.
I thought that was a pretty good suggestion.
I didn't want Onua to have claws until I actually saw him with claws, and those are really cool claws. I'm just concerned that they won't work with the big fig, Axel fig kind of arm mold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anything, the Axel fig will give us more room to work with in terms of what we could do with it.
Yeah, the hands don't separate, do they, from the arms?
No, they don't.
No.
Okay. So it'd need to be a whole new arm piece. Or have them clip onto the hands like a weapon.
It would be a clip
His
onto
hands
the hands.
can hold it, yeah.
But I don't know, the hands are so big, I'm not sure if that could work.
The hands are not as big as people make it out to be.
The minifigure has a
All right.
claw like that with the shredder claws kind of a thing. With Wolverine and Shredder, but the hands are so small they're able to be covered by the claw piece. I'm not sure the big fig hands would be able to be covered completely by this
It's not a
claw
big fig, it's an Axel fig.
You know what I mean. The bigger figure, Axel fig hands, I'm not sure they'd be able to be covered by the...
I think they would, because they're only roughly the same size. If you make the attachment, make it a bar. Don't make it like a normal tool. So make it so that he has to hold his weapon on the side of his hand. It's not going to be on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And because the Axel figure hands are still roughly the same diameter as a normal minifigure hand. So it would need to be a new mold, and you just clip it on. It's not a problem.
I know this might be hated by most, but Pahatu with the flail, yes please. Looks neat. I love it.
I don't know. I think that needs to be discussed a little bit more. Galley was...
Yeah, I'm also not sold on Leo's weapons either. I like them, but I also really like the axe. So.
I hated Juju's weapons.
I can go either way, honestly, because I know there was some brief discussion regarding the axe. Lewa does not need to have an axe, but he can go either tonfas or the axe.
I feel like the tonfas work better for the motif we're going for Lewa flying through the air. I can totally picture this being like Lewa Nuva, where he uses the swords to help him fly around, be aerodynamic and stuff. That being said, I hate tonfas with a passion, and I prefer the axe. So I don't know. It merits some thought. And I also
Alright.
maybe would change Tahu's sword from being predominantly silver to, like, silver as an accent and mainly red, but that's just me.
I would keep it silver.
Really?
I didn't hate red swords. Yeah,
Alright.
I always hated the way it looked.
Transparent red, baby. Transparent orange. Yes, sir.
I don't know.
I don't like the sword actually being like
Fire.
fire. Yeah. I mean, like, I like it if it was like a normal blade that fire could encompass. That makes more sense to me. But the sword being fire was always silly to me.
I mean, it's like a fire-shaped lightsaber.
Purple.
Yeah. It's,
Anyway, yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know.
What are your thoughts,
So-
fans? Oomatu's done a good thing. We're going to discuss weapons, ironically. I don't know how you, like, knew how to do this ahead of time, but just last night we were like, what are we going to talk about on the podcast? We were like, we could talk about weapons. That'd be cool. And, like, suddenly you
And yet we
deliver
never
us
ended up
this
doing
epic...
it until he
You
posted it.
deliver us this epic, like, weapon concept. So, that's great timing. Fans, I want input on this. There's some radical changes here. There's some stuff that we're going to debate probably next week as soon as the rest of the crew gets back, give their opinions. But what are your thoughts on this stuff? Tahu's sword coloring, Liwa's weapons, Bahatu's weapons, Unua's claws, Kopakashi have a sword or a spear, round shield, or snowboard shield.
the only one that I think we're all okay with is Galley.
I like Gallies. Gallies is cool.
Yeah, Golly's is good. I really
I like how
Golly's.
different it is, but also remaining true, and I also like how there is a bit of blue added to it, so it's not just all bone. I like that a lot.
One last highlight: Scorpion Strike on our live studio audience posted his own topic, Biona friends.
Oh boy! Alright,
Yeah.
let's go check this.
Gotta say, I quite like this actually.
Can
That's
he
a great
beat out
idea.
Logo Duplu? Let me go see.
Logo Duplo. That does not sound right. It sounds like you're just messing everything up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Duplonicle or
I really-
Biona Friends, the epic challenge, which is...
Ironically, I really like Gali and Liwa, the ones that are actually girls in our story too. But I also really like how Anua came out too.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Those three are just perfect.
No, it's so weird seeing Bionicle sets with hair. But it works. Like, with
It's
Gali
like
and
the Lady
Liwa,
K.
it works well.
Yeah, no offense, I really don't like Bionicles with hair.
They're kind of
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay, that's it. They're canon now.
I mean, it works with Gali and Liwa for some reason because of the hairstyle, but like Tahu and Kopaka look kind of weird. But that's cool. That's great. Good one, Scorpion Strike.
They're like, yeah. Alright, I like that. I like that topic. Good prank, bro.
What are you talking about?
It's just a prank, bro.
This episode comes out on April 3rd. There's no pranks anywhere. Anyway, yeah. So, thank you all very much for watching this episode of the TTV podcast. Give us feedback on everything we spoke about today. Even if you disagree with us, keep the Voriki feedback coming. Keep, like, all this weapon and Toa stuff coming and minifigure designs. We will continue our discussion next week, probably with more important stuff. Someone's like, wait, it's over?
Also have to highlight
Yeah.
one last topic.
Oh, really? One last time.
We don't need to discuss it. I just wanted to just mention it. There's a really in-depth topic posted on the Briconicle forum. Duplo and how it should be used in G3 pitch.
Oh boy.
Incredible.
I love it.
Alright, let me see this. I want to look at this briefly. See if there's any interesting revelations to be found within. Because I think there's a place for Duplo in this world of ours.
I do too. Totally.
Yeah, of course. It's
It's
official.
all the baby.
Yeah, I mean, it is a
Victorian,
Duplo line,
whatever.
so
Yeah, it's
there better be a
canon.
place for it.
Yeah. Thank you for agreeing that Duplonicle should follow these rules, and make sure to sign the petition to make Duplonicle a word in the dictionary.
What would it mean? What's the definition?
What is the definition?
A really cool theme. That's the definition.
Sheer
Oh, wow.
greatness.
Boy, I really think that Chima wasn't Duplo.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see how it works.
We understand that little children like fighting the bad guys and saving the innocent, but we must leave that up to the adults. I move to go for a style that the original Duplonian sets went for that truly helped spread a message of love, peace, and friendship. He posts like Minnie Mouse. Oh boy. All right. Well,
oh my goodness.
that's basically all. Good job, B-Bricks. You got B-Tricks.
Yeah.
And we will thank y'all for watching episode 241 of the TTV podcast.
You're fired too.
We will see you all next week, where we will continue our G3 talk with some new and hopefully insightful commentary, and probably retread 90% of the stuff we spoke about today, because Kahi will be back.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to talk about all this stuff.
It was such a nice
please.
episode.
I'm glad we didn't actually do too much G3 like world building stuff, because then we absolutely would have retreaded every single thing.
You're right.
Man, this was a nice and peaceful episode, full
It
of
was.
friends, family.
Except
Joy.
for Prpl and her snark. No, I'm kidding.
Now, she's kind of
Wait,
like a
what?
black sheep.
Oh.
Purple sheep. Anyway, patron shout out for this week goes to Ulti, part of our live studio audience. Thank you very much for pledging to our Patreon and being a great person. And thanks to all of you for checking us out. It's going to be a great time going forward. We will see you all next week as we continue our journey.
So get it right. It's Ulti, Glorious Overlord.
Ulti, glorious overlord. There you go.
Yeah, jeez.
Ulti, the little pug.
Ulti, the Ninjago villain overlord. Anyway,
Yeah, well,
see you all next week.
What?
Have a good time. I'm Meso.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Bar.
I'm LJ.
Bye.
I'm Prpl.
I'm a sex trooper.
How you doing, X?
I'm alive.
See everybody. Bye.
Bye.
We're reaching to the